Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation, and for those of you guys that are tuning in for the first time, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about how to drive a Lamborghini Aventador SV. If you're ever lucky enough to either own one or to drive one and you want to know how to operate this machine, I'm going to tell you how to do that in today's video. Okay, so quickly to go over this car. It's a 2016 Lamborghini Aventador SV. Right now it's wrapped like a light blue. It's called Avery Light Blue gloss. Why don't I show you guys how to drive this beast of a machine? So we got to back it up, we got to put it in gear and all that good stuff. So let me show you how to do it. First thing that's kind of unique about this car is there are no door handles. There is a door pull. So to close the door, you pull down on this strap in a Lamborghini SV. Next thing you want to do is start the car. So what you got to do, you guys probably can't see my foot, but you put your foot on the brake, flip this switch up, and press start. You don't have to hold it down either. All right. Now the vehicle's started. Check your gauges. You got your temperature, your gas, your tachometer, your oil temperature and oil pressure, and how many miles we got till we're empty. So we got plenty of gas. Now car started up, flip that down, then you got to put it in reverse. But before you put it in reverse, take it out of park by pushing down on the park switch, or if you're parking it, you pull that up just one time and then that'll put the emergency brake on, and the car won't roll when you have it in neutral. Now the way you put it in neutral is you put both hands on the paddle shifters and pull them back one time and kind of let go, and that'll put the car into neutral. All right, so to go into reverse, turn the parking brake off by pushing down on that parking brake switch, then hitting the R button for reverse. You will see an R on the screen, and then you can slowly gas out and watch your rear view or rear camera. Another thing about driving an Aventador SV is you should have these garage door buttons. The range on them is not very far, so you want to close your garage while you're still close to the garage. Of course, keep an eye on what's behind you and your reverse camera. So that's how you get into reverse. Just slowly back it up like that. And then how do you put it in drive? The way you put it in drive, get the wheel where you want it, and you flick the paddle shifter one time, and that's the plus or the upshift. So we put it in first gear like that, and then you're good to go. So by default, the car will be in Strata mode, which is street mode, and this is the mode selector right here: Strata, Sport, and Corsa. If you put it in Sport, the transmission will shift a little bit more aggressively. If you put it in Corsa, that will put you in a manual paddle shifting mode, and it'll stay there in the manual paddle shifting mode. Now, if you're in Strata or Sport and you want to manually shift, you hit this M button down here to put it in manual paddle shift mode. Otherwise, it'll default to auto. But if you want to go back and forth between auto and manual, you just hit that. See, it's in the A for auto, and then the A goes away when it's in manual. All right. So we're going to put it in auto. Now, if you want to roll down your windows, you hit that switch right there, that one right there. Of course, don't forget to put your seatbelt on, and let's go. So we're in auto mode right now. So it's gonna. One thing about the Aventador is it short shifts. So it's going to shift really, really early, especially when in Strata mode. Even when you're in Sport mode, it shifts super, super early. So really, if you want to drive aggressively or just drive for fun, put it in manual mode and use the paddle shifters. And one thing that I noticed, even if you're in manual mode and you're using the paddle shifters, but you're in Strata mode, you don't get the epic downshifts when you downshift using the paddle shifters, right? If you want to get epic downshifts, like where the engine revs up and you get that iconic Lamborghini Aventador sound, from a downshift, you have to be in sport mode, not Corsa mode and not Strata mode. You have to be in sport mode to get the iconic downshifts. All right. Okay, now I'm going to put it into sport mode, but we're still in auto mode. So A for auto. All right, let's go. You see how fast it shifts? It shifts super fast, even in sport mode. But it's in auto mode right now. Like I said, if you want to switch it out of auto mode, you hit the M. You hit the M button there. Oh, there's my gardener right there. But yeah, you just hit the M button right there if you want to put it in manual mode and use the power shifter. So let me show you guys how we do that. Now it's in manual mode. Now it's in sport mode as well, so we can maybe get some downshifts for you here in a second. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that the Aventador, well, like if you're driving a Lamborghini Huracan, turning on the blinkers is a little different, because the blinker switch is right here where your thumb is on the steering wheel. But in the Aventador, the blinker, let me switch gears here. The blinker is like most other cars, where there's a switch on the left that you can flick up or down to turn your right or left blinker on. That's it right there. All right, let me show you a downshift in sport mode. See that downshift? It sounds better in sport mode. Now, if we were in auto mode, or not auto mode, but if we were in Strata mode, you don't get the rev on the downshift. Like, I guess it's what they would call rev matching, but I think it's more of a stunt move than anything. Watch this. All right, Strata mode, and watch me downshift. See, there's no drama to that downshift in Strata mode. But watch when I put it in sport mode. All right, sport mode, downshift. Way more dramatic. All right. All right, another thing to be aware of. When you come to a stop at a stoplight in an Aventador, this is very important because a lot of people forget this. If you're in gear when you stop, put it in neutral, or the car will automatically go into neutral by itself at a stoplight, and then you'll look like a fool when you think you're in first gear and you try to start, but you're in neutral. So make sure to put it in neutral yourself, or it's automatically going to put itself into neutral. All right, something else to warn you about or advise you on with the Aventador SV, and that is when you're on the freeway, if you want to save gas, see that little piston, those pistons right there in the display? Those are telling you if you have cylinder deactivation on or off. And the way you turn that feature on is by making sure when you're driving on the freeway, or I guess even on the street, is to keep the car in Strata mode. Right there. So keep the car in Strata mode, and it will do its best to be efficient on gas by putting the car in the cylinder deactivation mode, and you'll know when that has happened when the two cylinders show up. Watch that. Watch. Right there. That is how you activate the cylinder deactivation mode and save gas driving your Lamborghini Aventador SV. Alright, let me give you two more tidbits about driving the Lamborghini Aventador SV in my British accent. And that is, in the Aventador, you don't have cruise control. So when you're on the freeway, on a long trip, you will have to modulate the gas pedal the entire time. Another tidbit about driving the Lamborghini Aventador SV is that it is super direct when it comes to steering. So as you are steering, it immediately responds to steering input, as you can see here with me slightly adjusting. Most cars when you adjust the steering wheel slightly, the car will not steer. This car, however, you run the risk of looking like a drunk driver if you're not paying attention and ever so slightly adjusting the steering input, because you will be swerving left and right all over the road, even when you are paying attention to what's going on. So be very attentive when you're driving the SV, because you can easily go into another lane. You're paying attention to your phone or something like that. All right, a couple more hints about driving the Lamborghini Aventador SV. Now, what would this video be without a pull of some sort? So let's put it in auto mode by hitting the M button here, right there. Now we're in auto mode. We are going to put it in sport mode, right there, and let's hit it for a pull. There we go. There we go. Let's do one more pull. Let's do one more here. Let's go. Punch it. Yes, yes. All right, cheerio, chap. Cheerio. All right, something else I must warn you about with the Lamborghini Aventador SV is that it has an auto start stop feature that you can turn off right here, right there. So it's very irritating, almost unbelievable that they would have that in this car, but if you're in Strata mode, it will turn on and off. But if you put it in sport mode or Corsa mode, I believe that disables the auto start stop. Alright, something else I want to show you real quick is the front end lift. Alright, so we're going to turn right here, and then we're going to set up the front end lift by flicking this switch right there. That will lift the car up. You can see it blinking right there in the center. It goes up pretty quick, which is pretty cool. So you want to flick that on though before you go up into the driveway of your destination, because sometimes it can be hard to estimate, you know, how high or low or whatever the driveway is. So hit that front end lift. All right, so we got to our destination. Remember to put it in the emergency brake on.
How's it going?
Double click those. There's my man Roger right there. But you put it in neutral, let your foot off the brake, and then you are good. You can just turn the vehicle off by pressing the start stop button, and you're good to go.